Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Friday morning. It is Friday, the 4th day of October, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And let's start with looking at the satellite this morning, because as I looked out the window of the home office earlier today, saw a beautiful sunrise as there were some clouds off to the east. The pattern is definitely changing, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to get very cool. As you can see, we now have clouds coming out of the west and southwest. Nothing in the way of rain here, but what this does signify is that there has been a change in the flow. You might remember a couple of days ago, we were actually seeing the clouds go from east to west, and now we're seeing the clouds pivot more from the west, which means that the winds aloft are out of the southwest. But if you also look down below, you don't see much in the way of a marine layer. So what we need, of course, is onshore flow, both at the surface and aloft, as well as a marine layer, but, well, there's just no marine layer there. Let me show you the forward profiler first thing this morning, and, well, as you can see, the marine layer is squashed down below a couple hundred feet, and as you can see, there's still very warm air aloft. So if you haven't looked at this before, so this is the surface. This goes up to 4,000, 5,000 feet. And these are the temperatures as indicated by the gauge up here. So this is 35 degrees C. And the way down here, this is 16 degrees. So that's at a classic inversion. You have warmer air over colder air, and you read it in this direction. This is 24 hours ago. This is current. So what we'll be looking for the next couple of days is trying to get the marine layer to rebuild. But without that, well, you get heat. And these are the high temperatures we saw yesterday for downtown Sacramento, 103. Establishing a record high for the day, as well as a record high for the month of October, and also a very warm overnight of 70 degrees, which is pretty uncommon for the month of October, because usually what we'll see is a pretty big drop in temperatures, despite the fact we can have a hot day. Yesterday, Stockton went to 105, Modesto 104. Temperatures today should be, and I'll emphasize should be, somewhat lower. I can show you the way the HRRR shows it today. Will still be hot this afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees or so up and down the valley. But with that southwesterly flow, and we're getting rid of that easterly flow, we should see temperatures come down a little bit. And I emphasize a little bit. Early Saturday morning will be comfortable. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s for the most part. But then on Saturday, the models, which earlier had been bringing in some cooler weather for the weekend, are still in the range of upper 90s to around 100 degrees. So when are things going to change? Let's show you that with the big picture, because as I looked at this morning, the phrase that came to mind is, this isn't cool at all. So here's the pattern, and as you can see, there's that southwesterly flow, so that goes hand in hand with the cloud cover we saw earlier. The ridge has been pushed off to the east, but the troughing that's going by to our north just isn't good enough to bring in the way of anything in the way of significant cooling, and we still generally have ridging here as we head into the weekend, like this. So yeah, that's a warm pattern, upper 90s to around 100 degrees. Any cool weather is off through the Great Lakes, and even as we head into early next week, there's a weak trough going by. What time frame is this? This is Monday night into Tuesday, so we may see temperatures come down. Now, it's beyond this that the models had been indicating a bigger cool down, and it had to do with this meandering low that some of the earlier models had turned into a cutoff low over California. But as we head into this time frame, this would be nice. This is around the 11th, but we had been looking at the time around the 12th to the 15th. But instead, the latest models instead turn that low into a cutoff low to our east, leaving us with another big ridge for the middle part of the month, at least getting daytime highs into the 90s, which is still well above average, and especially with a cutoff low to the east. And so that's why when I look at this, I say, boy, this isn't cool at all. So that's what we've got. Instead of seeing some cool down, we're instead going to see another hot day today with temperatures at or above 100 degrees, probably right around 100 degrees, upper 90s to around 100, but we're talking temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees higher than average for this time of year. And if you have outdoor plans for the weekend, another summer weekend coming up for anything you have planned outdoors. That's everything I've got for you this morning on this Friday morning. Go out and make it a great day. Make it a great weekend. I'll talk with you later.